everybody? Welcome back to the Playbook Sports Podcast. Coming back to you guys after a wonderful Week 12, especially when it comes to most of our picks, other than these two fellas. Rough week here, but me, Colin, and Bobby fucking rocked it out. We got here next to me somebody I'm really excited to talk to tonight. We got Downtown Sage Brown. Sage, what happened in fantasy this weekend?
It's fucking fake football anyways. Who cares, you know? Like, I don't even want to play.
Right,
it's
dumb.
Stupid.
Right, yeah, no, sure. So just for those wondering, Sage really talked a lot of shit because we played each other in both of our leagues this weekend. One league, it was a blowout. I smoked him. That's a normal. The other one, though, Sage is really fighting to make the playoffs in this one. Down by just a few points. Just a few points. Got Josh Dobbs left. 8 points, Josh Dobbs left. Easy. It's a quarterback. I'm telling him all day. No way he doesn't get it. No shot he doesn't get the points. 4 interceptions. And 1 loss for Downtown Sage Brown, baby. Woo!
That was heartbreaking.
Oh,
I had
man.
Trevor Lawrence on my bench.
Yep, with 26 or something like that.
I figured I was playing you. I needed the more variance, you know?
Yeah.
If Dobbs can rush 2 wins,
No, seriously.
Right,
that's better.
And the rest of your team went crazy. I mean, you put up 165 points. That's a crazy week. I just happened to put up 170. What are you going to do?
That's tough, man.
Great week for me, but an even better week for Cease, who this is the first ever 5-0 week on the locks.
Yeah, come on, man. That's
my God. 26-7.
Yeah, come on.
Just putting balls on tape, man.
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, an incredible run. Shout out everybody. You know, good teams win, great teams cover.
That's right.
Yep.
So, that's right.
Yep.
And the great teams cover. And we got my buddy Opal, fresh off of a Bears dub.
Bears dub,
Vikings, man. They're back.
They're back.
They're back.
I'm
What,
so
4-8?
pissed. Yeah, they could be in the
Could
hunt.
be 6-6.
So
Could
close,
be
man.
6-6.
They beat the
Silly.
Broncos, Lions game, whatever. Broncos, we're at least in the hunt. On that graphic, and that's what I'm living for,
Right, you're
man.
in that
So,
graphic.
damn, we're
Hey,
close.
After next time, I think you guys are on a bye this week. You are. So
Yep.
after next week, you might find yourself on that graphic.
Never know.
They're looking a lot like last year's Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
honestly-
infuriatingly close every game.
Yeah.
Like, we'll compete with you until the final 30
And we're gonna
seconds.
lose.
And we're
Find
gonna
a way to
games.
lose, yeah.
I thought I went to bed when it was 10-9, and the Bears got the ball thinking that they're going to lose. The
I
Bears are
mean,
gonna
yeah,
score.
same. I mean, I texted it. Teams
Yeah.
are 62-1, getting 4 picks since 2014. I said, here comes the second loss.
Yep,
And it's gonna be the Bears.
62-2.
And thankfully, that did not happen.
They got it done, and all of it is way better. I'd be pissed for you if you didn't have Carolina's first pick.
I know, man.
But since you have Carolina, it's
I
like,
love
fuck
it,
our
man.
pick, whatever. Let's
We
go
got
crazy.
number 1 right now, and I'm grading
Yeah.
it. It's like 67% that
Yep.
they hold that or something. So I
Panthers
saw.
are
Yeah.
trash.
Oh, bad.
They're terrible.
Bad. Horrendous.
Horrible. Picks last week. Sage, Addison, both went 7-8-1, respectable.
Yeah, respectable.
Me, Colin, and Bobby all went 10-5-1.
That's good.
Big weeks for the 3 of us. And in first place in the overall records, it's a tie, folks.
Well, let's name the actual first place.
Well, it's a tie, me and you, in
I
first
was there
place.
first.
All right, sure. I'll give you that.
I'll say you would go like
On Mortal Locks?
record.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like that.
Is that the tiebreaker?
Sure. So I'm in first.
Yeah.
92, 82, and 3. 92, 82, and 3. I'm 7-5 in Mortals. 5, 6, and 1 in Mortals. So right there. It's
Nice.
close. We're right there. Coming up the scoreboard, we got Bobby had 10-5-1 last week. He is 87, 86, and 3, above 500. Addison a game below him, or game and a half, 86, 88, and 3. And then Colin, while that doesn't sound good right now, at 80, 94, and 3. Where were we a couple weeks ago? We were 27 games under 500. Now you're only 14.
Home.
Yeah, you've already
Yeah.
cut it in half. You
Yep.
said it's going to be the greatest comeback story of all
A lot
time.
of weeks to go.
Yeah, a lot of time left.
I need to be over 500 after this week.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
You got
I'm
it.
that
Yeah.
Tebow Broncos team, man.
Yeah.
Sneak in. Who wants
Sneak
to
in.
play
Yeah,
that
anyone wants
team?
to play that team, you know? Scary team.
He's
man.
throwing for 316, baby.
316. Mortal Locks last week. Everyone's hit except Colin's pushed.
Okay.
With the Eagles minus the 3.
Yeah.
That pushed, so it's not a loss.
Take that.
Everyone else is hit. None of them were really too sweaty. We had
No.
Steelers minus 1.5, Broncos minus 1.5
For
for
both
you
of us.
two.
Yep.
I thought
then
I doomed us, but
I took the under 48.5 in
I
Baltimore
heard
Chargers.
that you had it too. I was like, shit.
I know. I was like, I loved it, and I mean, it was free.
Yeah, it was
free.
very
Yeah.
free. Very free.
Which
So,
raises the question: should a team kick an extra point in overtime?
Well,
right?
Ooh, putting on 5-0 Immortals.
Right,
Well.
could have gone. Yeah,
See,
true.
It probably would have melted. No,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
true.
no,
I mean,
Okay, we
although-
gotta kick it. No,
yeah,
That's a good
100%.
point. That's a good question. It's a good point.
no, you just out the Bills the first time and then you get the touchdown.
Right.
Yeah,
and then
exactly,
game.
exactly.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, locks last week, Colin 5-0, sweat free on those locks as well. I mean, Jets team total under 14.5.
So easy.
That
That's
was
probably the
simple.
sweatiest one, honestly.
They got 13. I don't know. The Bucks Indy over 44.5. They ended with 47. That one was close. Pitt money line. That was easy. The Bengals are dead. Philly team total over 26.5. Yeah, a little sweaty for a minute there because they only had, what, 7.5?
Yeah.
So they had to really ball out in the second half, and they did. Thank you, Philadelphia. And then the money line parlay at the end of it, Baltimore and Kansas City, cash.
Yeah.
Also a little sweaty for
Yeah,
Kansas
also
City.
let's wait. Kansas City down 14-0 to Vegas.
Yeah.
They finally scored a touchdown in the second half. Big for them. Good to see.
They always spot the Raiders a few
They
points.
Yeah,
do,
they
man. They just can never just bury them.
I got excited because I took the Raiders plus the 10. I'm like, I'm already up 24 points.
Yeah.
Right,
now.
huge lead.
And
Huge
then,
lead.
Still
I think
choke.
it was like 31.
31 set, yeah.
I was like, okay,
Well,
Yep.
we're so back.
We're so back.
We're so back.
And then Opal's outrageous take last week was Jonathan Taylor, 150-3. He had 91-2.
Got close,
That's
man.
not bad.
Yeah, it's definitely not bad.
He did have surgery. I'm hearing he's
Yeah,
going to have
out for
surgery
2
on his
weeks or
thumb.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 weeks out after this.
Bummer.
That stinks.
Yeah.
Especially because the Colts, we all, I think, are Colts to the playoffs fans because we desperately want to get a video of you doing Gangnam Style for a full minute.
Yeah.
A full 60
I
seconds.
mean, I won it at this point as well. So.
I mean, that might be our most viewed YouTube video.
Yeah,
If we just
100%.
title it Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah,
Addison going back
for a
and forth
minute.
across the
Come
basement
on.
doing the Gangnam
For a
Style
minute.
for a
I'm
minute.
down.
For a
I mean,
whole minute.
For a whole 60 seconds.
You tell me.
With the music blaring.
I mean, you tell me.
my God.
They're
No
sneaking,
music,
man.
no music actually.
No music, just him
Yeah,
just
I'm
doing
just
it.
singing it. Yeah.
That would be awesome. All right, around the NFL from week 12. Big news.
Yes.
Frank Reich fired out after a 1-10 start for Carolina. Owner fires Josh McCown as well, which I'm just now finding out. I somehow missed that. So basically, if you said I wanted C.J. Stroud, you're fired.
They're gone.
That is crazy to me. I mean, would anybody who wants that job? Who wants that job in Carolina? You don't have a first-round pick this year. You're tied to this quarterback, Bryce Young, who has looked dicey this season.
Mm-hmm.
There's minimal talent on the roster. I mean, you're going to have to tear this thing down to the fucking studs to get anything. I mean, what do you do? I mean, Sage, you want that job? I don't.
Apparently, Greg Olson wants that job.
I did
hear
see
about
that.
that?
I did see
Greg
that.
Olson
Really?
said if they get a hold of me, I'll consider it. And same thing with Marcus Spears. Said the
Yeah.
same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of them have any fucking business being head coaches.
Neither did Josh McCown, but he was on the coaching staff.
Yeah.
That's true.
Jeff Saturday last year. I mean, you
Jeff
never know.
Saturday, I guess.
Yeah.
But man, I
mean-
David Tepper just showing that he's going to give you no
Yeah,
time.
I mean, you're looking in. You have to come into the interview saying, "I like Bryce Young," and if you vocally say you don't, you're out of the running for the job. So that's gonna dwindle the candidacy down quite a bit, and you're gonna be. I'm assuming this is gonna become somebody that's not been a head coach, maybe never even called plays, getting an opportunity to, because that's gonna be the only guys that are willing to suck it up and go, "Give me a shot,"
Yeah.
because this might be my only time, and I'll take Bryce Young. He's not bad,
Right,
but I
as
might
well.
not fully believe in the guy.
Well, last year they were heavily pursuing Ben Johnson. Ben
Yeah.
Johnson didn't leave Detroit,
Yeah.
and
Smart
now
man.
he's probably going to be up there again. They're gonna want him, but he's going to have his pick of the litter.
Exactly.
He'll go wherever,
Exactly. And it's
wherever
like-
he
He
wants.
wants to
He
go
has to be in
team.
love with Bryce Young then. In
Yeah,
that
he's
scenario.
gotta love
But
Bryce Young.
chances are, say the Bears' job is open, say
Yeah.
they get Caleb Williams, would you rather have
Whatever they do.
the shiny new toy?
Yeah, no,
Or
I mean,
exactly.
even if they say we're going to roll with Fields, but we're going to trade the number 1 overall pick for 3 future firsts
Yeah.
and a stud.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, great, I've got all this ammunition to build whatever I want.
No, 100%.
I mean, that's just a tough look for Carolina. Clearly they made a mistake in taking, as of right now, in taking Young over Stroud, especially when McCown and Frank Reich desperately wanted C.J. Stroud. It just looks like a bad look. And then the owner even said, we were going to make a trade to number 2 because
Yeah.
we figured Houston was going to take Young at 1. And they're just coming up with all these different reasons why it's not their fault. And it's like, at the end of the day, Mr. David Tepper, you fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said, I want Bryce Young. I don't care what the coach, everybody wants. I'm taking
And
this kid.
Relationship major fracture right when that
Yeah.
happens, and then you come out and don't have success. I mean, Frank Reich was gone no matter what.
Yeah, he
Just
was
a matter
doomed.
of time, and like
was
you said,
doomed.
you just can't have those differing opinions on the franchise quarterback,
Right,
especially
no,
from the
you
head
can't.
coach and the owner.
That's
Yeah.
almost every new owner past 20 years.
Yeah.
They waste their first 5 years
Yep.
thinking, "Oh, I've been so good at doing whatever CEO business they've done.
I can run
I can
football.
do this.
Yeah.
And now, no, you're trying to win trophies. It's
Right.
a different
Yeah,
game. and
yeah.
You don't understand it. You
No.
got to listen to the people that know
That
their
do
shit.
this,
Yeah,
right?
And instead, they're like, "Oh no, I know how business works." It's not all a business.
No.
There's
Trust
This is a big puzzle piece you got to put together,
Uh-huh.
and they don't know how to do it.
That's literally the Bears. They had Ted Phillips as the football president of football
Uh-huh.
operations. He's literally an accountant, and he was running the Bears. And it's just like that's
It
what they
doesn't make
treated it
sense,
as a
man, a
business just to
business.
make money. And it's
Right.
like, damn, when that happens, you have no chance to win. And it's
Right,
like, well,
and
shit,
you're-
the Bears
you're
had
gonna
4
lose
good
money
years
now.
and 30 years, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, that's because they treated it as a moneymaker instead of. And you come in, you try to win. It's like you got to trust people that know what they're doing.
It's also making players, coaches, all them feel like cogs in a machine. They're not. A
Yeah,
team.
exactly.
Right,
No,
they don't really
100%.
care. Yeah.
No, exactly.
And I mean, that's just not a job that I want,
No,
man.
yeah.
If I mean,
I'm here to
okay.
do my job, do my role, and
Right.
it's like, am I gonna? Championship teams, it's like those guys on Philly, they're dying for that team. At
Yeah,
the end of the day,
they are.
they
They
are.
are.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a bad look for Carolina and just another head coach that is going to be paid millions of dollars. I mean, this was
Yeah.
year 1 of
Yeah.
like a 4 or 5 year deal, and they're still paying on. There's another head. Frank Reich is still he's being paid by 2 teams.
Yeah.
And he's not coaching. He's being paid by the Colts. And he's being paid by the Panthers.
I
Crazy.
think he's going to be an OC next year, too.
Probably.
Yeah.
He'll be
Because
on
the
a
only
team
reason he's
somewhere.
there is because he went against the owner's wishes.
Yeah.
No, seriously. You're
Yeah,
not wrong.
it's
Yeah.
true. Colin, what you
I'm
got?
with Addison on the sense of who wants that job. It's somebody who's never had.
Yeah, it
that.
has
Yeah,
to be.
exactly.
Somebody
It has
who's
to
been starving to get an
Yeah.
opportunity
Mhm.
and
David
hasn't gotten the
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What my question is for the Panthers is, we asked it earlier this year, why not keep Steve Wilkes?
Right.
Yeah.
May as well. Right.
Team was bought in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were bought in, they were playing well at the end of the year last year, and you bring in Frank Reich, this offensive mind,
Yep.
and then you cut him 11 weeks or 12 weeks into the season. I just don't understand, what is your philosophy, what is your mentality moving forward?
Yeah.
Like, what do their next 2 years look like?
Disasters.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Do
disastrous.
we know an interim yet?
Yes, but he was like special teams coordinator.
Yeah, it was Chris Tabor or
yeah,
something.
Chris
Yeah,
Tabor,
he was
that's
the
it,
old
Chris
Bears
Tabor.
special teams
Yeah.
coach. Yeah.
Special teams
Yeah.
guy, career special teams guy, and
And I get it from the sense if you think long-term McCown and Wright don't have that faith in Young and aren't going to do everything possible to build up his confidence and make him, kind of like what McDaniel's interview, what was that, Rich Eisen was saying that, or who was saying that?
yeah,
Yeah, I think it was
Eisen
Rich
is-
Eisen,
is
He's talking
yeah.
about, what if
McDaniel.
somebody believed in this guy?
Right,
Yeah.
what if I fucking believe in this
So
kid? and he
maybe
falls?
it's coming from the standpoint, well, these guys didn't believe
They
in
don't
Bryce
believe in
Young,
him.
and they're just going to hurt his development moving
Yeah.
forward because they're not going to develop him as they should, versus what if we go get somebody who's actually brought in and believes in this kid and
Yeah.
can actually do, like, what if Bill O'Brien, as crazy as that
Yeah.
sounds, because he was his coach, right?
Yeah.
Alabama, his coordinator.
Yep, he was.
I'm
Last
not
year.
saying Bill O'Brien's a great offensive mind because
No, yeah, we
we're
see
scoring
what's
under
going on.
14 a game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we see what's going on in
But-
England.
Still.
Bringing somebody
That believes in him.
that
Give him a
Yeah.
believes in
chance.
him, and not saying Wright didn't, because
Right.
none of us know if he did
Yeah.
or not behind
Right.
those doors, but it seems there had to be some sort of fracture in the
I mean,
relationship somewhere.
had to
there.
be.
It's a Tua situation.
Yeah.
Is it when he throws a pick and a game gets ended on a loss or something, it turns into, oh, this is your fault, Tua.
Yeah,
Like,
you
damn it.
messed
And I
up.
mean, you say they brought up, oh, we wanted to draft Mac Jones. It's
Yeah,
like,
we
when you
want
hear
Mac
that,
Jones.
it's like, what do you think about that as a quarterback? That destroys all confidence,
Yep.
all hope you have to be good there. And it's like, you
Yep.
need people to believe in that guy, especially now when he's struggling. Bryce Young hasn't struggled in his career,
He's
at football.
always been the best.
And now he's
Struggling.
has one win.
Yep,
Yeah.
1-10. Yeah, and
That one win against CJ Stroud.
That is true.
That's
That is
true.
true, of course. Which,
But
So
and-
who's
and-
better?
and it
yeah,
makes it
that's
so-
true.
And it
Well,
makes
I don't
it
know.
so hard for Bryce Young because you see what CJ Stroud's doing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Again, it's like
Yeah.
I don't. It's like Tua and Herbert. It's like Herbert comes out and has the greatest rookie season of any quarterback ever, and Tua's being forced to play because the owner's like, okay, their guy's doing it, our guy's
Yeah.
got to do it, and Flores is like, no,
Yeah.
I don't want to do it with him. And then he tells him, on the sideline, like, oh, I should have drafted Mac Jones over your bum ass. It's like, first of all, that was a terrible football take.
Yeah.
Mac Jones is bad. But at the same time, it's like, okay, as a quarterback, then now you're playing scared.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
know that nobody has your fucking back.
Can I throw this ball? Because
Right.
if I get it picked, I'm benched.
I'm going to get benched,
Yeah.
right, and
Yeah.
my confidence is destroyed. So I understand it from that point if Frank Reich didn't believe in him. And Frank, they were so obviously in love with CJ Stroud in the position, too. So it's just
Yeah.
it's a tough situation all around for Carolina. I feel bad for the Panthers fans, man, because that team's going to be bad for a while.
Yeah.
They don't have their first-round pick this year. They don't have their second-round pick this
But
year.
that
I
looks
can
like a
see
fleece
That
right
looks
now
like
for
an
the
absolute
Bears.
fleece by the Bears.
You know what I can see happening very quickly? Bobby Slowick is going to get a head coaching job.
Yeah.
Frank Reich, offensive coordinator for CJ Stroud.
That would be hilarious.
That would be, oh my God.
He shreds it with him too.
Yeah, oh, he
I
would.
see-
They'd be
I can
awesome
see it in a
together.
heartbeat.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to clip that part of this because I genuinely
Yeah.
could see that happening.
Love it.
There is one hope for Panthers fans, and that is somehow, some way, they can turn this into a Trevor Lawrence and Jags situation with
Yeah.
Urban Meyer.
Yeah,
Get
true.
rid of the shitty rookie year coach.
Yeah.
Bring in a guy who can get you there. And can you
Is-
find somebody like Doug
I was saying, is
Peterson?
there a Doug Peterson out there? I don't know.
Jim Harbaugh, does he want it? Does he
Yeah,
want to work
that's
with an
true.
owner
That's
like
true.
this?
Yeah.
Unlikely, man. If the owner,
It's a much different situation.
Yeah,
right,
no,
and if
but-
the owner wasn't so involved
Yeah.
with it, like walking out, like he walked out after this game on Sunday when they lost, yelled "fuck" and walked off, and then fired Frank Reich and the coaching staff the next day. It's like, oh my God, you're 11 games in. You're not a good football team.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
don't have talent. You traded away your best overall player, arguably, in DJ Moore. You didn't trade away Brian Burns for several first-round picks. It's like there's no direction here at all.
Yeah.
There's simply no direction. Are you trying to win? Because if you are, you're not very good at it.
Yeah.
If you're trying to tank, you should have never traded up last season. Just sat at 9 and taken who was there.
Yep.
I don't
You
know.
knew who was coming up in the next draft.
Yeah.
Right,
No,
you do.
seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Tepper had to be that in love.
Yeah, I know.
To override his head coach and offensive coordinators' the opinions.
Mhm.
They're both like, yeah, we think CJ Stroud's the best quarterback, and he's like, you're wrong.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you know? What are you talking about? You've never been involved in football.
Even if they didn't take a quarterback right there, Skoronski would have been there. They could have
Yeah.
beefed up that offensive
No,
line,
seriously.
and then all of a sudden Caleb Williams is there the next year.
Right.
You know?
So many better options, right? And
Yeah.
obviously, right now, they would have had the number 1 overall pick because
Yeah.
it would be Dalton playing, and he's not winning many football games. So Carolina's screwed. just another NFC South team that's going to be middling forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Other teams that are middling forever. Washington firing defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio felt like a cop-out
Yeah.
from Riverboat Ron Rivera. Feels like he's just trying to find what the problem is.
Mhm.
I think he sees the writing on the wall
Yeah.
that this is Bieniemy's job in the very near
I
future.
was gonna say, spoiler, I think that just almost makes it easier to get rid of
Yeah,
Riverboat at
probably
the end, because
does.
it's just you're getting rid of your whole staff. We
Yeah.
already don't have the DC now that you could argue could stick around. No, it's like
Right.
you're losing your whole staff. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
See ya.
I can see it.
Yeah, I agree. Colin, are you happy that they fired Jack Del Rio? Do you think that they're going to fire? I mean, we'll get into that in a second of coaches to be fired, but what are your thoughts on that? I'm glad they didn't fire Bieniemy, because I'm worried about the Dolphins this weekend if they fired their OC, but DC I'm not concerned about.
Yeah, it's one of those writing on the wall things. As Addison mentioned, you get rid of the DC. It's probably easier to get rid of the head coach, but we kind of figured this going into the season with Bieniemy coming in and being, this prospect for being a future head coach for 3 years now?
Yeah.
2.5 seasons
Yeah.
now. So the writing was on the wall. I thought Rivera would be fired by the end of the year. This doesn't really, if anything, this makes it worse. I don't like this move because Washington was statistically one of the worst defenses.
Yeah, terrible.
So
Worst.
I wish they would have kept everything they had because
Yeah,
it was so
right.
bad collectively. They're still a 32nd ranked scoring defense, still 30th against the pass, I believe.
350 points allowed in 12 games.
Jesus.
That's insane.
It's like,
Nearly 30
you
points a
just
game.
kept everything you had.
Yeah,
It's pretty
just
bad.
let it ride.
And as an interdivision rival, I love your struggle.
Yep.
But
Yep.
moving forward, I think it does make it easier to get rid of Ron. And
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what that staff and what that team looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving
It
forward.
would be interesting.
I mentioned in I think the recap video for the Dallas Commanders game. Check it out on the channel if you haven't. It's just the way Sam Howell is looking. That's also another question before the year. Is Sam Howell going to be their guy, or are
Yeah.
they going to tank and get
Right.
one of the top 2 or
Yeah.
3 guys in college?
Yeah.
And I think moving forward, they've answered. I think he's
I think
earned
he's
another
probably
year or
the
two.
guy.
Yeah,
I'd say
I think
so.
so.
I would say so.
I don't know. I don't like the move from a Cowboys fan standpoint.
Yeah,
Because
right.
like, what,
Don't
they
change
stink.
anything.
They
Don't change
stink, just
anything.
keep stinking.
Right,
But
right.
at
Let
the
it
same
ride.
point, it just makes sense moving forward for them, and I think they just strip probably everything but Bieniemy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More
and
than
just
likely.
and probably just elevate him at least by
Yep.
the end of the season, if not sooner.